2 games, 2 wins, 2-0 to start this season for Rutgers football. When you're a Big Ten program, you have to beat MAC schools. You have to beat Ohio University. Rutgers did. You have to beat Miami. Rutgers did. Not the U, not Miami of Florida, Miami of Ohio. Cradle of coaches, in case you didn't know. I'm from Ohio. I could go off on a tangent about this, but I'm not going to. I will spare you that right now. Just go ahead and look it up. It's an interesting coaching history coming out of Miami of Ohio. But I digress. Really, really impressive performance offensively from Rutgers. That's the headline coming out of this game. 421 total yards of offense. Quarterback play, crisp again from Athan Kaliakmanis. 4 touchdowns through the air. His receivers were amazing. The running game remains strong, and all of that is good. 7 out of 10 on third downs. There's your headline, I think, in this game. They keep drives alive. They keep pushing downfield. They're making plays when they need to make plays. And maybe the most impressive drive of the game wasn't even one that ended in a touchdown. It was the field goal drive. Tied at 7. They go 16 plays, almost 8 minutes taken off the clock. And, yeah, it ends in a field goal, but it really kind of took control of the game right there. And it was important because on the defensive side, that's still a work in progress. Defense gave up, 368 yards of total offense to Miami. Dual threat quarterback is, again, a problem to Quan Finn. He did it with his legs. I think he had 80-some yards rushing on the ground, and he was averaging better than 11 yards per pass. Your defense is giving up 2 plays of 60-plus yards. That's problematic against a MAC school. And so when you see those numbers given up by the defense and you see MAC teams, not to, I don't want to, I don't want to trash the MAC here, but you're a Big Ten program. The MAC should not be moving the ball on your defense the way that it is. So that's going to be problematic once you get into that Big Ten schedule. You have Norfolk State next week. That's probably going to be a win. That should be a win. And you should be starting 3-0 going into Iowa and the Big Ten schedule at this point. And we all know the Big Ten schedule is a rough stretch for Rutgers, which makes these non-conference games, these first 3 to start the season, all that much more important. Not only just to get the wins and to be 2-0, the potential to go 3-0 now next week, but to work things out, the problems out with specifically your defense, because the offense doesn't look like it has any issues. Defensively, it was better. I mean, there were problems, but it was at least better in this game. And so Greg Schiano has to be satisfied with what he saw. And, the coach, they're going to keep chopping. And there's a lot to chop at, especially on the defensive side, so they're going to have to get to work there.
We just haven't had enough practices with these new guys yet. We have a lot of new guys on the defense. We're going to keep working. We got better. I was really proud of the way, it got to be tenuous there for a minute, and the way they locked in and got some stops. I thought we got some big-time stops when we needed them. We still have eye violations. We still have some things that you sit there and go, why would we do that? And then we made some mistakes as coaches. So we're going to have to just continue to chop away there with the defense. But I was proud of them. They fought, and, it's good, really good.
All right, so, obviously not satisfied with the defensive performance. A lot of work to do there. But offensively, what's not to like? Athan Kaliakmanis, again, doing the job at quarterback. 26 of 36. He had 259 yards through the air. That's not gaudy numbers, but 4 touchdowns, man. 4 touchdowns. Ian Strong had a career day. 9 catches, 116 yards. 2 of those scores. KJ Duff, 6 catches, 71 yards. 2 more touchdowns. And DT Sheffield with the other touchdown from Kaliakmanis. So that passing game is humming right now. But it helps that you've got balance. It helps that the running game is really coming along here. Antoine Raymond, 13 carries, 82 yards on the ground. He averaged 6.3 yards per carry. That's crucial. So he's finding ways to get the ball downfield. He's finding the end zone, 2 more touchdowns, and C.J. Campbell as well, 45 yards on the ground. He's averaging 4.5 yards per carry. So they're moving the football on defenses, not just through the air, but they're able to do it on the ground. So you have a good balance right now with this offense. That's impressive. Most impressive drive of the game to me, you have 6 touchdowns on the board, 4 passing, 2 on the ground. But to me, the most impressive drive of this offense and the biggest numbers, 7 out of 10 on third downs. Again, that's converting. That is making plays happen when you need them, and that is sustaining drives. And then the 16-play, almost 8-minute drive, that, yes, ended in a field goal that broke a 7-7 tie, but I think that was a really crucial drive in this game because, you took almost 8 minutes off the board when Miami has a quarterback, a dual-threat quarterback, who can certainly move the football on your defense. So you really took control of that game with that drive. You needed the offense to do that, and they did that. And they put points on the board. Yes, it was a field goal, but it allowed them to build some momentum, to really suck the life out of Miami at that point, and to sustain what ended up being a brilliant offensive game from them. So that gave Rutgers momentum on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what's not to like. I got to be honest. I don't know what's not to like from the offense. It is humming right now, and it really all starts with your quarterback, Athan Kaliakmanis.
It's a really good defense over there, and I was proud of our offense. I think tremendous game plan by Coach Shiraka. Obviously we don't always come out throwing like that, but I think he did what needed to be done to a defense that basically dares you to do that. So what is Athan doing? He's running, he's repeating. It's not like we reinvent our offense every day. So practice, I just believe so much in cumulative repetitions of doing things correctly. It becomes more and more second nature. And some of those throws and catches today, with Athan and Ian had I thought a tremendous game. KJ, really, not only did they have a lot of catches, and I don't really get into the stats much, but they had a lot of DPIs caused, right? Like they were getting tackled. So, they don't go on the stat board, but, those would have been big plays. The reason they got tackled is they had them beat.
So there's a lot to work with. There's a lot to work on. That's the ultimate take, I guess, coming out of this game here. 45-17 win over Miami. That's what it should look like, and that's what it did look like. Offensively, perfect. Really good offensive performance. Defensively, better. A lot to work with, and this is going to be a very important week going into Norfolk State. Really 2 weeks of practice before you get into the Big Ten schedule. You got to be 3-0 going into the Big Ten and Iowa, because that is a gauntlet. Iowa, at Minnesota, at Washington. You got number 6 Oregon. You've got Purdue, number 11 Illinois, Maryland, Ohio State, Penn State. Right now, top 5 teams. That is rough. So get all the wins you can right now, build some confidence, clean things up, and head into the Big Ten rolling, especially on the offensive side of the ball.